Good afternoon and welcome families, friends, and guests to the John R. Rogers Class of 2022 graduation ceremony. I am Clarissa Carbon, Senior Class President. Thank you to the John R. Steel Drum Band, directed by Tyler Below, for playing Pomp and Circumstances for us today. Please stand as the John R. Rogers Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard, directed by Chief Master Sergeant Tim Tyven, presents the colors, and Kara Arnold sings our national anthem. Please hold your applause and remain standing until the Color Guard has left the stage.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
No? You may be seated. On behalf of my classmates, we would like to thank those that have supported us through high school. Please stand if you are a teacher or support staff at John R. Rogers. You have taught us more than you will ever know. You have made a difference in our lives. Thank you. Please stand if you're part of the lunch bunch at John R. Nowhere else can you find a more dedicated group of meal providers. You have encouraged us and nourished us, and for that you will always be remembered. Thank you. Please stand if you're a parent, grandparent, or guardian of a graduate. We would not be here today if not for you. Thank you for your love and support. At this time, I would like to introduce the class speakers, all of whom are graduating with a 4.3 or above GPA. Gabby Harkness and V. Pham.
Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2022. 6 years ago, I was walking out of my elementary school when my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Webster, initially challenged me to be the valedictorian of my graduating class. And to think that 6 years later, almost to the day, I stand before you all today having fulfilled that challenge is astounding. From the time that I entered Rogers High School as a freshman in 2018, I knew that more than anything, what I wanted to do was to give back and to get involved in the community that surrounds Rogers, and not just limit it to 4 years of drifting in and out of classes surrounded by strangers who I had no intention of getting to know. And I'm so happy to say that every staff within these walls today, and the ones who sadly couldn't make it, as well as every student sitting within these chairs, I can consider my family. Since the summer of 2018, our class has grown up and walked through high school in one of the most unpredictable times in history. We began in September of 2018, eager and itching to start high school. But by March of 2020, we were plucked from not only high school, but our regular lives, and had to limit the next year and a half to isolation and Teams meetings. We had to read online PDF versions of the textbooks that we had once read in class. We had to enter Teams meetings that replaced the door of our 5th period English class. And the saddest and the hardest part of it all was we had to look at black screens that replaced the kind and comforting faces of our classmates that we had once considered our family. But as we began to head back into the school our junior year, we had our sports modified, our classes were at half capacity, lunch was no longer a social hour with friends, it was a single seat of isolation. And we had no cons to demonstrate that mighty pirate pride that we all longed to represent. And for many of us, we were having to start the juggle of working, going to school, playing sports, and thanks to the dreaded junior year, start the search for college. However, every single member of the staff at Rogers High School fought to uphold the very motto that our school stands for with everything that we had to go through as a class, which is Familia Sumus. Mr. Dewey was my English teacher both my junior and senior year of high school, and to say that he is one of the best teachers I've ever had is an understatement. He greeted every single student every day of our virtual meetings as if we were still in the classroom, and he didn't believe that the circumstances in which we receive our education should affect the quality of it. And Mr. Dewey, I do hate to tell you this, but I remember absolutely nothing from Henry David Thoreau's Walden. What I do remember from your class was how much you valued literature, and more than that, how much you valued your students, even when you couldn't see our faces or hear our voices. That is what it really means when we all say that we're family at Rogers. As senior year began, we got our lunch back, full days at school, and even our sports seasons, and the most exciting, I know I can say myself, was our spirit cons. However, the one that stood out the most to me was when the class of 2022, almost in its entirety, stood before our entire school and stated that we as a class are pursuing something larger than high school next year. We showed the younger classmen who look up to us that it is possible to overcome every obstacle that's set before you, and that Rogers High School is just the beginning of the amazing journey. Something that will always resonate with me was the first couple of times I returned to Mr. Webster to tell him that I was on track to be valedictorian. He responded with, "You know, Gab, it's okay if you can't do it. You've already gone through so much, and high school has kind of sucked." And I really wanted to look at him and be like, "Do you really think I'm gonna stop now? Are you kidding me after all of this so far?" So as I stand before you all today, I think of how easy it would have been to have said, "He's right. You know, high school has sucked. Maybe it's okay to just ease back a little bit." But what I've learned over the last 4 years is there is nothing wrong with shooting for the moon. So, to my classmates, and more than anything, my family at Rogers High School, never be afraid of setting the bar high for yourself. In this room today of Rogers graduates, There's future attorneys, surgeons, realtors, teachers, and so many other amazing things. And out there is a world full of people, situations, and circumstances attempting to belittle you and tell you that you cannot do it. But if there is anything that this class in specific is capable of, it is embracing mistakes, overcoming failure, and achieving greatness, no matter what the greatness looks like for you. So as we leave here today, there are some things that I would like my class to remember. Never be afraid to make mistakes. Never let the world tell you who it is that you need to be. And never take the easy out, no matter how easy the out is. And from my favorite Cody Johnson song, if you have a chance, take it. Take it while you have the chance. And if you have a dream, chase it, because the dream's not gonna chase you back. And if you're gonna love somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can until you can't. But most importantly, remember that the world is always gonna be there for you to take on. If by some reason you find yourself in need of coming home to the Pirates that raised you, John R. Rogers High School is always going to be there to welcome you home, because as we always say, familia sumus, and we are family. Hats off to Rogers High, and hats off to the class of 2022.
That was a wonderful speech by Gabby. Give her a round of applause. Good news. I did not need a stepping stool today. Good afternoon to the class of 2022. Today is the day we celebrate the moments and end of our high school life. However, minutes ago, what felt like freshman year, we walked in not knowing everything. It was clear at our first Spirit Con when we couldn't sing Podium USA. The first 2 years were strange and amusing because the seniors would fantasize about the songs Baby Shark and Old Town Road. And we undergraduates who realized we didn't know anything would follow suit. And I'm glad most of us did, because the seniors had left us something undeniably true. They told us high school will go by fast. And it did. More so, faster than we anticipated. Our sophomore year was cut short on March 13, 2020, the day our state governor had issued the closure of school for the next 6 weeks. But those 6 weeks slowly morphed our high school life into a labyrinth we had to navigate. The remainder of our high school years were a blur. We thought online school was a blessing because it allowed us to sleep without being interrupted by teachers. But in truth, our junior year slammed us to the ground. Senioritis must have gotten a raise because it came early, and to top it all off, we got chubby. Families were suffering tremendously, both financially and mentally. Time was like liquid, ever-flowing yet still. In that 1 year, we lost lives. We lost a portion of our lives, ourselves and our sanity. We lost far more words than can ever express. Despite all odds, we came through, clawing our way out, relieved to be back in school, even though seconds ago, we loved the idea of being in bed. We missed the life that was robbed from us. But we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for two main factors. The first factor I would like to address on behalf of 2022 is to honor those that have dedicated their time and passion, who have watched our growth in the years granted in high school. To the lunch bunch, to the staff, to the admins, to the janitors, to the teachers, to the coaches, to the office people, to those that provide us toward our exit beyond, to our advisor, to the alumni, and to the adults of John R. Rogers. Nowhere else can those as dedicated as you carry out the motto within our school, Familia Sumus. Though the sea was very rough to ride, captains, you led us to the church of our lives, a journey that makes our blood run forever purple and gold. And to the graduates, as we get ready to part ways, I want to leave a message. Deep down, we had hit every single brick wall. We've been looked down on because we are the poor school. But here we are. No matter what we have, whether it's the number of chords or your medals, it does not define your full success. Because you cannot measure the amount of resiliency this class carries. From this day forth, whatever you strive to be, every one of you has the power to make an impact on others in the world. We are not here to leave a legacy, but here to drive that legacy. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, what lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. Congratulations to class of 2022.
Good afternoon. My name is John Hamill, the principal of John R. Rogers High School. I'd like to welcome you to the celebration of the RHS class of 22. I'd like to welcome families, friends, and guests who are here today to celebrate. I'd like to introduce the guests who are representing John R. Rogers High School up on the podium in addition to Spokane Public Schools. School Board President Mike Weiser, Superintendent Adam Swinyard, John R. Rogers Assistant Principals Joe Phipps, Becca Moore, Caroline White, and Jimmy Carbajal. Counselors Kathleen Law, Elena Rankin, Senior Class Advisor Jose Montesinos. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium Dr. Swinyard, Superintendent of Spokane Public Schools.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's so great to see you here today. What an incredible moment. What a great thing for our students, for Rogers High Schools, for our community. Seniors, you made it. You made it to the finish line, and you should be so incredibly proud of yourselves. To all of our families, we'd just like to thank you for your partnership and support over the years. We are incredibly grateful to have walked alongside you with your student as they've traveled the journey from kindergarten to this day. And I'd like for you to take a moment, parents. Take a moment to think back to that first day of kindergarten. Think about the emotions, the nerves. Can you remember their outfit, tying their shoes, a few tears, maybe a lot of tears? Now look at how far they've come and all that you have done to help get them there. Students, please join me in giving your families a huge round of applause. And to the Rogers High School staff, the guests, I can assure you that you will not find a more dedicated and loving group of adults anywhere, at any time, at any school, anywhere. They've given their professional careers and invested countless hours in these students. They love them like they're their own children, and they do everything they possibly can to help them find success. Please join me in celebrating the Rogers administration and staff. And Rogers graduates, you know, you didn't get here by chance, you didn't get here by accident, and you definitely didn't get here by luck. You got here because you're passionate, because you're hardworking, and because you're committed. And as you go forward into the future, you are going to find success, and you're going to find joy, and you're going to find all the brightest moments that life has to offer. And there's going to be some bumps, and there's going to be days when you hurt. There's going to be days when you find failure. There's going to be moments where you feel like everything is going against you and that life is incredibly unfair. But what I want to encourage you to do is I want you to think back to this moment and this day and reflect upon those same things that got you here. Because that same passion, that same commitment, that same hard work It's inside of you, and it'll see you through any obstacle you will ever face. Because the truth is, the future needs you more than ever. We need you more than ever. We need your heart. We need your talents. So lean on the people you love. Look for new people to care for. Give grace and receive grace. In every situation, look for the chance to serve other people. This world is not perfect, but it is full of opportunities every day for you to leave your mark and make it a better place. We are so incredibly proud of each one of you and wish you the best of luck and are so excited to see the mark that you are going to leave on this world. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Hope. That is what I see when I look out at the students seated before me. The class of 2022 gives me hope. As we all know, the course sailed by the class of 2022 was anything but traditional. As they entered the halls of John R. Rogers in the fall of 2018, they were eager and excited to begin their high school career. Over the next year and a half, they learned and lived the motto of John R. Rogers, Familia Sumus, we are family. They stretched themselves academically, started lifelong friendships, participated in sports and activities, and dreamed of their future. The world changed forever in March of 2020. The pandemic was hard on all of us, but our young were disproportionately impacted. We had to send our students home for online learning on that fateful day in March. We had to say goodbye to our family. Our community faced a set of obstacles, a new way of learning, anxiety, depression, loneliness, separation. But instead of giving up, our senior class chose to rise up and fight for their dreams. Over the course of the pandemic, we have witnessed the moments of incredible unity and heartbreaking division. Through these unprecedented times, I've stood in awe at the ability of our seniors to persevere. Seniors, you led our school as we transitioned back to in-person learning full-time. You celebrated at sporting events and reestablished relationships with staff and with your peers. You modeled for the rest of us what it means to be a pirate. You modeled family. You modeled hope. You have grown stronger together. One of the best days of my career when I was able to finally see you guys smile as you entered school. You gave us all hope that we can persevere when things get hard. You gave us all hope that people are fundamentally kind. You gave us hope that you will persevere. You've responded to the complete upheaval of your lives with determination, kindness, and strength. Thank you for giving us that hope. As we leave here today for you to celebrate with your classmates, family, and friends, I ask you that you think about your future and what hope you have to offer. Like many of you, I was recently fortunate enough to see the Broadway musical Hamilton. The story of Alexander Hamilton is an example of perseverance despite incredible obstacles. In the show, he sings about opportunity, about his hope for his country, and about his hope for his own future. He sings, I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm not like this, I'm just like this country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. It's time to take a shot. RHS class of 2022, you are young, you are scrappy, and you are hungry. It's time to take your shot. Thank you. It is now my privilege to certify that each member of the class of 2020 receiving a diploma has met all the requirements of the state of Washington and all other requirements established by the local school board and is therefore eligible to graduate from John R. Rogers High School in Spokane Public Schools. And now it is time for the presentation of diplomas. The presentation of the diplomas will be read by Counselors Kathleen Law and Elena Rankin. Diplomas will be presented by Dr. Adam Swinyard and School Board President Mike Weiser. So that all graduate names can be heard, we ask that you keep your celebration brief and refrain from making excessive noise.
Ready? Clarissa Carbon.
Gabby Harkness. V. Pham. Dayton Hinshaw. Jake Boughton Smith. Chinonso Kalu Irem. Andre Liashdeko. Mason Accord. Aurora Adams. MB Ine. Indiana Isa.
Adio Aleo.
Connor Amistoy. Jordan Anderson. Angelina Ancade. Margarita Enking.
Kara Arnold. Ethan Anos.
Jan Micah Arsenis. Jordan Atkins. Annika Avina.
Wyatt Ball.
Alan Bayramkulov. Bella Beckley.
Milden Bajang. Marissa Bell.
Olivia Bell. Levi Birkland. Carl Best. Lindsay Biglin.
Jamin Bivens.
Malia Boaz. Gabriel Bond.
Brandon Bullen.
Katie Jo Bonzer. Tyler Boren.
Veronica Borysiuk.
Grace Brannis.
Diamond Brewer.
Jackson Brewer. Dylan Brothers. Zachary Brothers. Jalayla Brown. Tristan Brown. Hannah Buchanan. Michaela Busby.
Israel Birangiro.
Jacob Burns. Peyton Campbell. Caden Carrasco. Cadrian Cervantes. Long Che. Efren Cisneros. David Clark. Toby Clayton. Tanner Klum. Alexander Coleman. Jade Collins. Falcon Comer. Timothy Comer.
Alexander Cooper.
Jose Francisco Cordero. Aaron Cox. Estella Koza.
Angela Croson. Braden Crossley.
Ashton Delara. Alexandra Daniel. Artie Daniel. Malachi Davis.
Sequoia Davis. Jante Davis. Anthony Deerfield. Madison Denton.
Gavin Dittmer.
Braden Dotson.
Megan Doherty.
Ndize Donavina.
Austin Dravland. Emilio Duran. Nevea Eagle. Morgan Early. Emily Eastman. Rachel Eraktrick.
Soraya Urfi Fox.
Callista Evenson. Jasmine Fairchild. Love you, Mom! Nor Fakhreddine. Henry Baltz. Brandon Field.
Aiden Flint.
Jeremiah Foss. Caitlin Foster. Christian Fox. Callie Littlebird Free. Alexis Freyer. Nate Fulcher.
Nicodemo Ferfaro.
CJ Garcia. Mel Garcia. Jada Garza. General Gaskin. Jason George. Van Zeng.
Lainey Gibson.
Tony Hiron.
Camilo Grace.
Carter Guillory. Arjun Gurung.
Kenneth Ha.
Patrick Hanna. Ashton Hannum.
Kenneth Hanchy.
Riley Hanshaw. Caitlin Hargraves. Angelique Harris.
Camden Hathaway.
Jasmine Henderson. Daniel Heron. Kyle Heron.
Nathaniel Hermios.
Leanne Higley. Jeremiah Hilburn. Mike Hoffman. Jocelyn Hogue. Jack Horkey. Miles Horn.
Skyla Howe.
David Howerton. Dakota Howerton. I owe you. Falmanola Jabjulan. Andy Jack. Aaliyah Jackson. Cameron Jennings. Agnes Joel.
Mania Johnson.
Miles Johnson. Xavier Johnson.
Alexis Johnston.
Javius Jones. Raylan Jones.
Juliet Jormalu.
Imani Jimenez.
Halima Kaba.
Jaheim Kaba.
Nissan Karki.
Daryl Kennedy. Derek Kennedy. Mercy Kim. Ethan King. Ethan Kirkpatrick.
Kyle Kelgard. Tine Kobani.
Anthony Kohlberg. Connor Copland. James Krells. Devin LaFlame. Angel Londa. Azaria Lane. Timothy Lang.
Alin Langbell.
Tasia Laddergrass. Alejandro Leon.
Holly Leva. Jaden Leadley.
Nicholas Livingstone. Kira Logsden. Heaven Lopez. Zachariah Lopez. Catherine Luque Mesa. Rowan McLean. Musa Mahdi.
Aviel Maldonado. Moijan Malolo.
Mackenzie Marshall. Gerald Lyle James Matei. Larissa Maxwell.
Garrett McNary.
Esdir Mesa Ruiz. Christian Michiosi. Kagendra Mishra. Robert Mitchell IV.
Samuel Mitz. Mohammed Alias. Javante Moon.
Chevelle Moore. Jacynthia Moore. Samuel Morton. Logan Murin. Louis Muang.
Simon Namdrick.
Gabriel Newell.
Ashton Googie.
Yi Win. Malaya Nixon. Jackson Shimiemana. Phoenix Oler. Caleb Palomino Appling. Isabel Parmalee Faulkner. Raylyn Pion. Manuel Perry. Jessica Peters.
Jace Piconzo.
Mariah Prentice. Rachel Prittis.
Daniel Prutianu.
Tony Putman. Gabriel Ramos. Sean Randall. Mason Raquel. Alana Reeves. Corinne Ream. Abby Rector. Brandon Riddle. Ryan Riley. Lena Rilometto. Sakari Robinson. Jacob Robles.
Draven Rowley.
Jaden Rowe. Amber Sanders. Emilia Santos. Nick Sarich. Hasnia Setar. Alex Shear.
Mario Sedano.
Emily Shove. Gobaje Sigara. Pablo Silva. Nathalia Silva Martinez. Patrick Simmons. Hannah Smith. Jadon Smith. Alfred Smith, Jr. Eli Spears. Nathaniel Sprague. Angelina Stanley. Emma Stewart. Shauna Stilson.
Ryan Stoddard. Ethan Struckman.
Sana Sultan. Timothy Swan, Jr.
Christian Sweeney. Hamza Tamboy. Angelica Tarasov. Kaber Taylor. Riley Tedrow. Alicia Thapa. Cadence Thompson.
Mia Thompson. Quinton Tillotson. Carissa Tipke Youngman. Angela Toribio Farias. Veronica Torres.
Tanya Truitt.
Larry Tucker, Jr. Alexander Van Sickle. Sydney Vining. Martine Visser. Maya Waldrip. Nathan Walwork. Jamie Weir. Cassie West.
Damon White.
Callie White. Kayla Williams. James Williams.
Destiny Wood.
Colby Woods.
Ina Urabakon.
Alexis Ying. Done? Wait until everyone sits? Until they're done taking pictures.
John R. Rogers, class of 2022. It is now time to follow the tradition of turning of the tassel from right to left to signify the earning of a degree. On the count of 3, move your tassel from right to left. 1, 2, 3.
We ask that all family and friends exit out of the north side of the podium. All family and friends exit on the north side of the podium.
Yeah.